rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a car. She got hit by a car.
Why not the bazooka this time?
Make sure you stay on your toes.
I feel that never let them know your next move. Like this intro. Good evening. It's Afro King Media with my partner in crime, Zenless Joker.
Yeah. Well, just Joker.
And we're talking about our Black in Japan experience.
Another one.
This day we didn't really do much, mainly because we were recovering from the night before at Warp Shinjuku, and so most of the morning and afternoon we were knocked out. I think we only left the guest house to get something to eat and then go back and sleep.
As you guys know on the last video, it was our first time meeting some of our friends that ended up becoming main characters for the rest of the trip. So we were kind of it was a good night. Like Yeshua said, we were kind of cooked. I don't even know what time I woke up or went to sleep.
I'm pretty sure we woke up like around 4 or 5, maybe even 6 when we actually got out of bed.
Yeah, that's like how bad it was, yo. Like we were asleep like a minute.
And went, of course, shower, brush teeth, and I think I tried to get him. No, he might have still been asleep. I went and put on some clothes after I showered, and I went out to the Golden Guy. 9 out of 10. I would definitely do it again. Bro, keep zooming in, and what was this? Aha. I remember how to make my camera zoom out. It does this, I make like a hand gesture, and my camera randomly zooms in.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about, Dwight?
Yeah, walking around there, talking to random people from different countries, spicy white people from not, the United States. So I'm talking France, Australia, Paris, and I think I met one dude from Germany. No, Colombia. That's what it was. Some dude from Colombia. I can't remember his name, but he was pretty chill. He spoke English. And just talked for a bit. Talked with the bartenders who were women. Like I said, answer all the questions I had, stuff like that. Y'all know the experiences. The Golden Guy. If you're in Shinjuku, definitely go take a visit. After the Golden Guy, well, I'm pretty sure Joker called me twice. The first time to see where I was at, and I told him I would like get ready and then let me know when ready to go out. And the second time he called me, that's when I was trying to get out of the restaurant or the bar. And
was that the day that you brought that what was that? I don't think that was that Indian. I don't know what type of food it was.
Yes, I think it was because I did. That's where I went out to eat. Actually, I didn't go to no corner store. I went to that Indian restaurant.
Yeah, it was on the street that we were staying at.
Yeah, it was a Nepali restaurant. That's what it was.
I remember that much, or at least I had like these I know that much.
Quesadillas that tasted like they put a hella sugar in it. But I don't know how they cooked it, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Now, from my perspective of that day, like I said, we kind of already cooked. I'm not gonna cap. I woke up. The reason why I didn't get up and do much, I actually did get up, but I only kind of circled around the block because we had some scenery like around the I guess you could say around the place that we were staying. There was like a park. There was like some housing, like apartment housing and stuff that was around, so it looked nice. I think that it was especially cool because it was like there was nobody at the park, so it was just kind of like you going and just seeing, I don't know, like in its natural state, if that makes sense. Plus I also had to eat because brother was hungry, so we had to figure that one out. But I spent most of my time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was kind of boring because I was on my phone for a bit. I knew that we were gonna go to Roppongi. I had heard about it before I even went to Japan. Some of the people that were in Japan or have been to Japan that were my friends were straight up saying, "Yo, like this is where you guys need to be at." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I was excited. I already knew that I was gonna probably get cooked out there, so I was like, "I'm gonna just go ahead and you know what I mean." Chill that way I can be ready. Yeshua had already went up and pre-gamed. He's stronger than me for sure. But that was, that was kind of my early experiences wasn't nothing
I
other than
didn't have
going
no
in
hard
there and
liquor. I just
getting
drank the beers, the Sapporos or whatever other beer they had. I ain't taking none of that BS that they were feeding us the night before.
it. Word.
That's
But
snakes marinating, fermenting in liquor.
yeah,
They
I don't
tried
know
it though.
about I don't know about what all that was. They got it, mud. They got it. But yeah, we got on that train and then we went ahead and got there. I was excited. Unfortunately, we showed up at the wrong day because we got out of the train station, and I want to say it might have been like a 10-minute walk to the actual spot. Like
Yeah,
it
this
wasn't
is a
that
club
crazy.
that I did research on prior to even going to Japan. So I had a list of clubs for us to go visit while we were there, and this
Mm.
was one of the top ones, like on every list. And yeah, like he said, we just came on the wrong day. It was quiet as hell. When we got there, it was weird because we were like, we got the right spot. It's quiet as hell on the street in general. It was just quiet. Of
Other than
course,
the
yeah,
touts, of course.
of course.
Touts were touting us up. Not very good.
Touts are like if in is it Kabuchiko? Kabukicho.
Yeah, yeah.
Kabuchiko.
Kabuchiko.
Kabuchiko. I'd say they're at like maybe because I don't know. As far as I can tell, in terms of touting,
Uh huh.
if they're at, let's say that they're at like a 8 over there, in Roppongi they're maybe at like a 9.
You think it was worse at Rapungi?
I think it was.
Word? I don't
Like I
think it
was
was.
fine in general, and when I say this, that doesn't mean that it ruined my night or anything. I just mean like,
Yeah.
and I haven't been to other parts of Tokyo, so I don't really know if there are other worse parts of Tokyo when it comes to touts. But
Mm.
Shinjuku, I know, is one of them that's on the list. And the reason why I say Roppongi is worse is because there were more of the Nigerians, the tall black dudes wearing the bomber jackets, than there were the Chinese ladies. And Chinese ladies, they could, well, not to say that any of the dudes who got physical with us at any point of the trip, but if they ever needed to, I mean, the opportunity was there in Roppongi. But we're two tall black guys, so I doubt they were going to try
Yeah.
anything like that
We,
anyway.
we definitely we at least had we had that going for us. I kind of feel like it was worse in Shinjuku, but I feel that way because Shinjuku is literally like this red light district is right
Mm-hmm.
where we were. So they most people that are there for around that reason. Do you know what I mean? Host club to be companionship. And that's kind of what they try to sell you. I think that to be honest, maybe it is because we were just guy. I mean, the people that were getting more handsy with us were the women. Like the older like ladies were like grabbing our arms and stuff like that. Like none of the guys did anything to us. They obviously asked, but as soon as we were like, "Nah, we're good," they just like kind of left us alone.
Either way,
Regardless of the
next year
touts,
that might change if their
yeah.
government cracks down on stuff like that.
Regardless of the touting and all that type of stuff, I mean, we made it to the club. I don't know if we were trying to go to R3 and ended up at R2 or vice versa, but we went to the wrong one first.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna
I think it was
cap.
R2. That's the
We
name of the
showed
top
up
club.
and we saw them people outside. I'm not gonna cap. I thought we didn't get touted out, but I mean, we saw the establishment, and it was actually like an actual professional ran
Mm-hmm.
establishment. Like it wasn't no BS.
This wasn't
And I'm
the
not gonna
like the
cap.
other club that we went to night before either. Like people were like in suits and button downs and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. That was the type of vibe that they had at R2. And R in general is I guess it's like I won't say it's like a franchise, but I know there's two locations.
Mm,
And the one that we went to that night had like an upstairs and a downstairs part. R2 was the upstairs and R3 was the downstairs.
mm-hmm.
And the first one we went to was R2, which was more I guess I'll call it upscale.
Yeah, let's go with
Both
upscale.
both parts are nice, but in R2 you can definitely tell they were trying to cater to an older crowds, like in your mid 30s, maybe I'd say, people that are just
Mhm.
grown, you know, wanting to spend money.
I think it was definitely catered to more of the older crowd, and what we mean by that is just like it looked very refined. It didn't look like actual like your usual bar stuff of people that go to the bars. You're like, you know what, where you had the where places are that kind of look for like what our age group was versus for people that are like way above us. It was all right. I mean, the music was cool because it was more like was more different. Obviously, we're black, so when we heard some music from our folks, we kind of gravitated towards it. But it was more. It was like old school black music. Like it
Hmm.
wasn't even like the new stuff. So it was definitely for the older people. When we walked in and we looked at the discography there. I mean, obviously you had some brothers, but it was just like old people in general. Like I saw like some like 40-year-old plus like white ladies and stuff like that there, and I was like, oh okay. So it just felt like it was a little bit more, for the more mature, I guess you could say, you know what I mean? Like just for that, it was still kind of cool. It was still a vibe. We were able to talk to some people there, and of course, it's people from different walks of life. We had some people from different parts of Asia. There was a lot of people from like just Asia there, which I mean makes sense because obviously Japan's in Asia, but like different parts. So I mean, I just didn't know that many. It was kind of cool seeing that many people travel from those respective parts of Asia to just end up in Japan. Like it was cool. Saw some Viet people, saw some well, I think we saw some Indians. We saw just people in
Yeah, there
general.
was
It
some
was it was
Indians you
cool.
met. Yeah.
It was a cool like feeling to just kind of see. I haven't had that much of a well, I mean, I feel like I'm null to it because we live in America, so we could step outside and see every race we want. Like, we can go to Walmart and it wasn't exciting for the younger
No,
crowd. Like we were supposed to be in there. Like if we would have got on the dance floor and got tough, like we would have just they would just been like, oh well,
we are probably there for at most 45 minutes, maybe.
yeah, we got the hell out of there.
And then we went around because some dude told us how to get to R3,
Yeah.
and that's when there was a guy out there outside. What do you call that? The, is he
I don't
just
know if
like
it's like a little kiosk or something. I don't know
yeah?
exactly
He's
what he was
outside
at.
there to greet you and greet you into the club. We met. We'll call him. What should we call him?
Call him K.
K. K. He's cool as hell. Before he even let us into the club, he let us know what the rundown was because we were asking him, hey, because we did ask him a bunch of questions like, hey, is it live in there or whatever?
Mm.
He said, nah, it's Friday. Friday, it's slow. It picks up on Saturdays. And we just had like a long ass conversation with very informative and personal too.
And he was very very open. I mean, usually you got people that be standing outside. They try to get you into the club, so they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's
Hmm.
live," or "It's finna get live," or whatever. And he was just straight up like, "Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, but there ain't nobody here. And if I'm gonna keep it a stack, ain't nobody gonna be here. Not today." He said, "Come back like during the weekend," which was we were glad that he had said that, or we felt like at least happy that he had said that because it just I don't know, it just a little bit refreshing. Because the only other, I mean, well, other than maybe in clubs, but the only other brothers that we had saw there was really touts. So for somebody that was around his age to just be a little bit more open with us, that was pretty cool. But he had asked us, hey, like where you guys from, stuff like that. We divulged into that, and then from there, I think Yeshua was the one that just straight up asked the man, like, so what's up with the touts? Like he just like straight up,
I
he's
don't remember how
curious,
I phrased the question or how we even could, because it was within context of something.
Yeah, we probably asked him where he was from, and then he said a different part of Africa, and then he started. You know how some touts are from a certain part, and he was from a different part. So I think that's how you kind of brought that conversation up, if I remember correctly,
Because
right?
I remember at some point in the conversation he was talking about, and I don't remember if it was at the club. It was at some other club I believe he used to work at,
Mm.
and they tried to basically tout up a homie of his, but he was saying that he looks out for people that look like him, and not even because of like the country they're from, just because they look like a brother. So um,
Yeah.
he was like there was some dude that was drunk as hell, and the touts were trying to take advantage of him, and he pulled him to the side. He said, "Nah, he's with me," and he just kind of had him sit down on the sidewalk or whatever until his ride pulled up.
Until his ride or his homeboy. I think he said that his homeboy was still in the club
Yeah.
and he had came out first, and the touts were trying to get him. If I remember correctly, the touts were
And I believe
trying to
that's
hem him up.
how we segued into the conversation about touts in general.
Mhm.
And that's when he gave us like the rundown. He dropped some info about how that stuff works. And because I don't know if you had mentioned it already that there was already a mafia out there, but he
Mhm.
he himself, who has been living in Japan for like years, more than a decade probably, he confirmed it that there is in fact a Nigerian mafia out there,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
and he didn't really give us the specifics, and he didn't want to really make it a race or ethnicity thing, but he I did hear this more than once already that out there Nigerians have the stereotype of being willing to do anything for money, and
Yeah.
that's why whenever you see touts, especially in the Shinjuku or Roppongi area, you'll see either some Chinese ladies or some tall ass black dude, and most of them you could assume will be Nigerian based on what we learned that night
Mhm.
from from K.
Which, to be honest, I think that after he was as open as he was, we just started really having because at that point, look, we had took a train, we had pulled all the way up to Roppongi, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I guess it's just because of the day that we showed up. It was not anything that I hoped it was gonna be.
Hmm.
So like I kind of was a little distraught because I feel like I was like, dang, I had kind of talked Roppongi up, and now me and Yeshua, like, I don't think Yeshua really knew anything about Roppongi. I'm talking it up like this is going to be
I did
the
not.
bee's knees, and we
I was
pull up,
ready,
and
bro.
there ain't nothing going down. And I'm like, damn.
Now, I will say, whenever we came back to Roppongi, was it Roppongi or Shibuya?
No, we came back to Roppongi first and ended up over there with Shibuya in Shibuya. We showed up earlier
Uh,
than when than no. So well, I'll tell you how
Not
that
to get it
happened. I know how
confused
it
with
happened.
another day, because that's gonna be another
Yeah,
video. But
that's literally the next day. But I'll tell you how that happened when we get
it's
there.
because I thought that there would be like a lot of places embracing Black culture, which the only club we went to there was R3. So it's like I guess I can't really give a good opinion on Roppongi,
Yeah, yeah.
because I mean the club we went to
Uh,
definitely had some Black music playing, especially in R3, which was the club downstairs.
and it was still cool. Like I said, I guess you could say the highlight of this night. Like I said, this was kind of more of a boring night to be honest, or
Hmm.
boring just day in general. But being able to chill with K was kind of cool because, like I was saying before, right? So he was very open with us, and then we were like, okay, well, this is somebody that's been here for a minute. Because while we were kind of divulging a little bit of the background where we were from, he had said that he's from Africa originally, but he's been out here for I forgot the amount of years, but definitely years with the S at the end.
Hmm.
So he's been here a long time, and I was like, okay, cool. So now we can kind of get a little bit of the actual experience because I wanted to actually talk to somebody that looks like us, right? That's been out there for a while. We've obviously been out there for a minute, but it's only been really a couple of days. We're only going to be out there for a week, so it's not like we know anything or as much as somebody that's been out there for years has. We've had our experience, but our experience up to that point has been a couple of days of experience, right? We wanted to get like the scoop, and then that's when he started telling us about essentially his backstory. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of don't know if we just kind of tell. Well, you've already kind of, you know what I mean, cut out. You didn't blurt out K's name, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do that when post
Okay,
editing.
I don't know
So.
to tell this man whole business, but somebody out there for the pull up and be like, "Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. You know what I'm saying?" K's gonna be like, "Damn,
Type shit.
this is why we can't tell niggas nothing."
He's used to basically working in the club, like as security, essentially. He
Yeah.
and he is from Ghana. Um,
Yeah.
and the club that he works at is owned by people from Ghana. The people that own that club, they own a network of clubs. So, and it's pretty tight. So, like
Wow.
it,
Pause.
so basically they look out for each other. Like here in Texas, if you're like even just Hispanic, which means you speak Spanish, you'll probably be looked out for if you're working in like the plants, for example. They'll favor
Right.
you more over 3 different jobs. They just look out for their peoples, essentially. And but before he started working like with his people at these clubs, he worked at other clubs and he met a woman in Japan and in the club. And
Yep.
I, I don't know if the black music didn't teach y'all nothing, but like I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to marry a girl from the club. I mean, I'm sure there's a relationship out there that's successful from the club, but that's far and few in between, in my opinion. When a person
No.
shows you who you are, you believe them.
Man, I can't. I think maybe he thought because he was in Japan that it was different, which it is different in Japan, right? I'm not gonna say it's the same, but people are people. At the end of the day, humans are human. You know what I mean?
You got that 3 day rule or the 3 date
Yeah,
rule.
yeah. That's like very, very high in like Asian culture in general. I don't even think it's just. I think
Hmm.
it's Japanese people do it a lot. No, I might be lying. No, I think that's like really huge in Japan.
Yeah, Japan has this three
But
date rule thing where basically by the third day they're asking, "What are we?" Essentially.
yeah, like we can go do some cute stuff the first two times, but the third time it's like, all right, bro, like are we locking this down or are you wasting my time? Whereas I think in America, like most people take it a little bit slower, right? They're not really
Hmm.
worried too much about it. You just kind of go with the flow, and then eventually, you got some people that talk for years and then might actually get together after it or talk for months. They don't. You got 3 dates and that's it.
Hmm.
You really got two, and then I'm posing the question on the third joint.
And the reason why I brought up that 3 day rule, like before, is because that's the same joint that she used on my boy K.
Yeah.
And our man, he's a run ass man.
You said our boy, that man's double our age.
Yeah, it's like grown ass man. Had a lot of wisdom. And
Right, that man was.
yeah, they fell in love.
That's what he thought.
No, I like to think that it was at that point. It might be a very chaotic form of it, but that
You could say that, but some people are willing to do a lot to get what they want,
yep,
even if that means having babies.
yep,
Like,
that is true.
which the colors did show, but I'm gonna let you keep, I'm gonna let you keep going.
And I mean, I don't really remember what he said after that. 'Cause I know what comes after that is that he basically knocks her up like 3 times.
Well, from my knowledge of the conversation, after he said that he had hooked up with the girl, I think I want to say that I made a comment like, "Oh, you actually like did that?" And he was like, "Yeah, I know. Like, you're not supposed to." Like, he was telling us about like picking up people in the club
Hmm.
versus like trying to start a life essentially with somebody in the club. Like the difference in the two.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was telling him, I said, "Man, I would never." And again, like Yeshua said before, I'm sure that there are some nice girls and good people that are in clubs, if that makes sense, right? Like, man, you have some people that are actually really sweet, and their friends just drag them out there because it's kind of like, oh, well, I've been inside all day, and they're
Or their
forcing me.
sister, their older
Yeah,
sister.
yeah.
Say that for
Older
another
sister,
video.
yeah. We know somebody. Yeah, we literally met somebody that was like that. But but yeah, like so it's not that all girls in the club are bad, but I feel like it's just a precaution that you should take just in case, right? Especially when you're in Japan, it's a little bit more difficult because you have that 3 date rule. You don't really get to know them that well. You know what I mean? Like you get to the first day that y'all done hooked up or whatever, y'all were at a club,
There's no like
which
3 months
is
for y'all to get engrossed in each other's culture or something. See what it's like to go on a
exactly
trip together. Like just throw a day in
so
here.
so So it's already it's just like you're kind of you don't know. And I guess he got hit with that 3 date rule, and since it was from the club, I guess he just didn't really know. That's the only reason why I said. I mean, the way he said he was in love,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, right? Like, however, I don't know if the other party was, because as soon as those babies were made, the script flipped real quick. Now, unless he straight up intentionally left out a part of the story, which I mean that ain't up to us.
That's yeah,
You
right.
feel me?
That is a
But if we're
possibility.
just gonna go based off of what he said, as soon as them kids were made, you know what I'm saying? Not very good.
And it's crazy because I'm used to seeing this like kind of story take place like with the mother um
Mm,
being in the place of him, but in this case, he was the one who was like always at home with the children, feeding, clothing.
mm.
They go to school, and it's pretty common for kids in Tokyo anyway. Maybe all of Japan even to be able to like take the train and be really independent enough to
Yeah,
go places by themselves.
yeah, it's like a Japanese thing.
And but like I remember him saying like there's a situation where he's just at home and his wife would just be coming home from the club, like which is where he met her. So I mean, I can't be too surprised. But
Yeah, so right.
and and like eventually like he ended up wanting to get a divorce and getting custody of the kids because she was just being a deadbeat mother essentially. And my channel used to be called the Oz Sheep, so I need to change that to something else to fit.
Right.
It's just a funny
What you
ringtone.
talking about?
Um, but he ended up, and the laws in Japan are different when it comes to getting custody of the kids. They definitely do have their own kind of biases when it comes to women getting um custody over men more often. But in this case, the parent just had to prove that they were you don't know how to had to prove that he was working and that he was going to school for a degree, um and just to prove that he was the parent that was more fit to take care of the children, and he was able to do that. um I don't remember what he said he majored in, but he got his degree, of course. And when he gained custody of the kids, at some point he decided to have them stay in his home country where he owned a house, and have them
Move
stay
them
with
to
his
Ghana.
yeah, and stay with his family because not only so that they can be better taken care of, because obviously he's not living in a two-parent household anymore. Not that she was helping. Obviously they got divorced. But because apparently he was having issues with, I'm gonna just say like thugs like that were threatening him and his daughters.
And obviously she tried to get the kids. Right.
Yeah.
This wasn't no like, I'm gonna break up with you, I'm gonna take the kids. She's like, oh, okay. And then that was it. No.
No. That's why he had
Dude.
to go to
She
court, because they could have just filed for a
she
divorce, but he had to had a
no,
whole.
bro. You don't remember when he was saying that like her dad was pulling up and he had to go get like a knife, bro?
Oh, I
Like,
forgot about that
bro,
part.
he had to go get like a machete because they were trying to like take the kids, and I think he said he had pulled up to the school and the cops were there on him because he was saying like obviously the mother knew where the kids was. We really got this man business out here, bro. What are we, man? Y'all don't know who we talking about, but look, bro, chill. Look, bro, was at the school trying to hold it down. Remember, he was telling them, "Hey, like they're not supposed to be allowed to come in here." The courts, I think the courts had already ruled at this point, right? And they were still trying to get the kids, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about harming the man. Bro had to pull out a machete, and I'm sitting here listening to bro like, damn. And then I think after that, that's when he said he had moved them to Ghana because she was gonna keep bothering,
But
like, you know what I mean,
it
dad
was
and everything.
so he pulled out the knife or the machete whenever cops were trying to pull up to try and get them. But after he had calmed down a bit, like the cops like understood his side of the story because they didn't even after all that they didn't even take the kids away because they
You
understood
know, those are no American cops, boy. A black man
they
come out
would
with a knife, boy.
boy
They would have. That man would have looked like SpongeBob and thrown them holes.
another fatherless child. Bro, they would not have.
They would have, boy.
That's
Oh
like,
God.
in spite of all the things that you might hear about any sort of like prejudice or colorism in Japan, like that situation that happened with if you pull out a knife, much less a machete on a cop, as a black man, you're done.
You're
You're done.
if you raise your voice at a cop,
That's
if you're just black in general, yeah, especially on a Tuesday, you're done.
and I haven't had any issues with cops in the U.S. I'm pretty respectful with cops. They pull me over, I roll my windows down, have the lights
But
on,
I have.
car off. I'm good. I haven't had any issues, but I've seen enough situations in the history of this country for me not to want to test the waters, right?
And
So I
no
know what they're
chat.
capable of.
I'm never disrespectful to cops. I'm just black and from Compton, so
And so,
it's literally nothing I can
like,
do
this
about it.
situation and how he dealt with it when it came to his children is insane to me because, like, I just can't picture something like that happening in this country and the father
Man,
surviving. And kudos to the cops because they were able to, like, what's the word? Just cool down the situation and
this de-escalate.
yeah, there you go. De-escalate the situation and listen to his side of the story and realize that you know they've been doing a bunch of BS and setting people, threatening him and his family. And I think after that, that's when I don't know if it was before, after, or during, but that eventually he ended up getting custody of the kids, and
Yeah,
yeah, that's why he ended up sending.
all of that knife stuff and everything might have been during, but I think thankfully he was able to. And then he said that's part of the reason why he works the job that he's working right now. But he said that wasn't his only. He does like multiple jobs, and he sends a lot of his money back to Ghana to
Mhm.
help support the kids. I don't remember what he said. How I think he said the kids might be like maybe our age or a little bit younger. I don't know if he was like
Yeah.
saving for a college fund, or I'm not exactly sure how that's going, but I think that the kids might be around our age. But him, bro, you know it's a good conversation when this is just the club like bouncer dudes outside. And it was literally, bro, it was not, and there was multiple times you could tell he was very like sweet, like he didn't want to take our time because obviously we were young, we were out there, we got that shit on, we out here for. And he was like, he said a couple of times like, yo, like, we got Shibuya. Like he would start talking, but he would stop himself. He's like, "Oh, bro, let me not take your time." Like, Shibuya should still be open. There's probably some stuff over there. And I straight up said, "Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm damn near more interested in just sitting here. We
Yeah,
already
I
here.
wanted to
We
hear
might
your
as well.
story. What the heck?
How did you survive, fellow black man? Like,
Only thing we could have
we're
did more is
here.
maybe buy him a drink, so we could have made it more
Yeah,
comfortable. But he was just
he was on a job damn near. If we would have met him in the club, we would have just the hell, you know." Yeah, offered him a drink. Pause. But,
all right, T Pain.
but yeah, whoa, did he? Huh? So it was the story was mad. It just like I don't know if y'all have, bro. There's no way that y'all just have a conversation with somebody and that joint get low key interesting to where you just like
Just
you're just
locked
like
in.
highly invested. You're just highly invested in what's going on. Like usually I don't like just standing up that long doing absolutely like quote unquote nothing, but I damn near forgot I was standing. Like I was just invested in the conversation. Like bro literally he opened up, pause. But it's crazy because it's just like that's just black people. Like we saw another fellow black man and we just had that whole conversation. And it was cool. That's the OG. He was really looking out for us. Not only was he just telling us like just certain places to watch out and certain things to not
hmm
do and stuff like that, but like for him to actually like give us the deep, like that's personal stuff. Like bro's
hmm
straight up like, yo, I had a machete and them dudes were at the door. I'm like, damn, like,
that
that's
stuff is
crazy.
crazy, and
He straight up said, if you ever see a girl at the club, it is a hookup and that's it.
yep.
Don't do anything else. And he didn't have to tell me that, and I already knew it. But that was, if anything, definitely reinforces that idea.
No matter what country you're in.
Yeah, no matter what country. You thought that it was gonna be different in Japan. There are city girls in Japan. And we've seen them. We saw one that wore the same fit about 5 days in a row.
Bro, when do we even talk about that, actually?
I mean, that's not even something that we necessarily pinpointed, but
I forgot about that.
yeah,
That archetype
there's
NPC.
and one of the guys, I think it was like some a white guy that he lives out there. He straight up said like, "Yo, like she's here every day."
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, "Damn, okay, well."
Every day, and she was trying to stop being a hoe.
Trying to stop being. I'm like, man, yeah, that was tough. I mean, I'm not gonna cap. She would have got me on the first day, but after seeing that same fit 5 days in a row, I said, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah.
Because the first day, yeah, we saw her on the first day in Warp, but that was our first day. Second day, we met other people, so we didn't really care. But after we went back again, I was like, "Whoa, what are we doing?"
And bro, I think it was the second time I seen her, I was like, "Haven't I seen you before?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "I'm." And then she walked away. Because the night before we were lit. No, technically it was 2 nights because we didn't go to Warp Shinjuku that same. So, but the first night, the second night at Warp Shinjuku when we were like lit, I definitely saw her. And then like the I don't know what the next time we went to Warp Shinjuku, I saw her again, and she just acted like she didn't know me, like she wasn't getting lit with us. That's like, don't even try it. And she got the same clothes on. What the heck? Like same exact outfit, same glasses. Like
it was crazy. Is that we follow each other on Instagram, but I ain't saying no names. Y'all not gonna get me in trouble. Dead homies. But yeah, no, that boy, there's some NPCs out there for real.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
she was just one of them.
Yes. After talking with Kay, we actually went down into the club to just check it out. It was definitely empty when you went in there.
Sahara Desert dry.
They actually have places for you to sit down at. You don't need to spend $400 for a section, so you can just go sit down on one of the. There were plenty of tables. Well, I'm not say plenty, but there was enough tables for you to sit down at, and then there was enough room for you to be able to dance as well. Mm-hmm. They got clubs here in the United States where it'd be the black clubs specifically too, where they would just have straight up sections and just small walking space for you to walk through to get to the section, and then if you don't want to spend $300-$400 for a section, you just stand there looking at the people stupid enough to spend that money on the sections. Yeah, and then leave after spending $80 to get in because you're a guy.
Because there really don't be nothing going on at them sections. Let's just keep it a stack.
Yeah.
The sections are not that impressive. But they're really not. But you know, it is.
But that's how it is here. But we went in, it was nice. They had the Afro. Most of the music I feel like were like very Afro beat-esque. They had a couple WizKid songs playing, some Drake whenever he was in his
yeah, his ting bag.
Yeah.
Ting, I mean, the music. I feel like the atmosphere itself was cool.
DJ was live. Like, she knew what she was doing.
When you went in there, it feels like it would be a club for us that we would like, if that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Like that would be cool. I feel like as far as vibes go, that probably it had one of the better vibes. I still think Warp beat it out a little bit. I mean, Ibex had probably the best
almost definitely
music.
We just weren't there to see people inside, but Warp definitely has more variety in room.
We just needed people in there, and it would have been good. But I mean, we stayed there for like an hour too, so it's not like we went in there, saw nobody there, and then dipped out. Like we just got done talking to the bouncer for a while. We might as well just at least get a drink or something while we were inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was pretty much how that went. It was cool. The bartender kept staring at us, which was interesting. I was like, okay, well, you know, I ain't seen no black people before. But
And it was crazy. Most of the people that were working there were black, but there was one waitress that was like actually Japanese. So I thought that was just like,
That's the one I was talking about. She was in the
oh
back. He was
yeah.
there, and them edges were laid. I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "You one
Wait,
of
her
those."
edges were laid. What the heck?
Them joints were laid, mud. I was like, "Yerp, your hair ain't supposed to look like that." But
I just broke my crown. I need a new crown. It was glued together anyway from it falling
I was
before.
like, "Girl, you supposed to have the ooh." Um,
Wait.
but yeah, we ended up dipping
Well,
out of
we
there.
know
I'm
why
not
she
gonna
was
cap.
hired, huh?
Yeah. Oh, uh,
She loved the
I'm pretty
culture.
sure.
She was of the
I'm pretty
culture.
sure she showed up asking for a job. Um, just like all the people in the IBEX, you could tell they definitely wanted to work there. You had the staff, it
Yeah.
was a bunch of Japanese people with dreadlocks. I'm like, type shit. But it yeah, right. You definitely they did not pick you. You picked them. But yeah, the club was kind of it was actually like again, it was a vibe, but it just looked like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So we did end up dipping out, and then that was, yeah. So we saw a K, and then we went ahead and, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I ain't gonna cap. It was about that time before the what do you call us were finna close. We didn't want to be kind of stranded out there. This is before we were using Uber because we low key could have just Ubered. This is before,
Yeah.
like, once we found Uber, but that was like a couple of days after we started, like, you know what I'm saying, using that.
Uber everywhere.
But yeah, we were like, let's hit this train and then get back in. And well, the train ride back was kind of fast. I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't anything too bad. We got back, it was cool. It was like I said that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Since we were living in Shinjuku, obviously Shinjuku never sleeps. So
Hmm.
we caught a little bit, but we weren't near like the Ikebukuro, like Kabuchiko, like area. I said Ikebukuro. What am I talking about? The Kabuchiko like area, like the red light district and all that stuff. So there's people outside, but not like, it wasn't like the live
Yeah.
spot. So we were able to get back to the crib
Where we were
pretty
at was
quick.
more quiet, more living area type stuff, while all the club
Yeah,
stuff was like a 25-minute walk away.
I wasn't 25. That's too far. It was like
Yeah,
10,
you're right.
15,
Yeah,
10,
yeah,
15. But yeah, we got back, and then one of the homies from the club yesterday. So we call her Sky, right? That's the homie. Obviously, Sky is not her name, but that's what we're gonna call her. I have forgot yesterday because remember yesterday we were actually lit. She was all
yeah.
like, "Yerp, we finna pull up and we finna just be in Shibuya tomorrow. What's up with it?" I said, "All right, bet." I ain't gonna cap. We forgot. We back at the crib now. We didn't stop you. We didn't stop by, Family Mart. That might have been the day where that the lady at the counter was looking at me like I was stupid. And I said, "Yo, give me about 4 of them boxes of chicken nuggets." She said, "Huh?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I ain't know, hey man, I ain't some of these other dudes, man.
Did you say it in
We
Japanese at first?
yeah, I asked in Japanese, like, if I could have. I think I said,
Was
like,
it Ichini-san? San?
I said son, like I needed 3 of them joints. And she said, huh? I was like, yeah, go ahead and scan them joints, lady. I'm finna beat these hoes down. She said, mud. And that's why we big. Not big like fat. We are not fat. But I'm just saying, like,
I'm far from being fat.
but you know what I'm saying? That's why we
Hmm.
got we bigger than y'all are. We eat. Said, girl, that little 3 nuggets ain't finna do nothing to me. That ain't even gonna put a dent in my stomach. Girl, go ahead and ring 3 boxes of them joints up. Huh?
It was like 4 or 5, probably 4, because they were pretty
Man.
big compared to like
Yeah,
traditional
man.
nuggets.
I was getting right. She said, huh.
We
I
did
think they
that.
only
Yeah.
had like 3 or 4 out. I said, man, clear the shelf. I need all of them.
Yeah,
She looked
but
like she wanted to call me a big back in Japanese.
uh, freaking Americans. That's what she was
Yeah.
probably thinking.
That's what she was thinking. She was like, "Oh, okay. I've heard the stories, but this right here is crazy."
Yeah, that was our day,
Yeah. We
our
ended
day
up
in
coming
Japan
back, and
2016.
then Sky to
Got
to
our
bring that
ass.
up
He's like,
again.
where y'all at?
She was the entire time because we showed up early because we were going to. I think she was going to probably meet us in, I don't know where, but we were in the Shibuya area because we were still in Roppongi, so it was a little bit of travel time over there, but it wasn't too bad. And Sky was trying to hit up Yeshua, but Yeshua had his joint on Do Not Disturb, so
Yeah.
he didn't message her back at all. So she messaged me, and I'm already in the bed, the shoes and socks off. I'm not moving again, dead ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? She hit me up. I don't know if she sent a voice message or what. I think it was just regular text. She's like, "Yo, where y'all at? I'm outside." I said, "Uh-huh." She said, "I'm in Shibuya. Where y'all at?" I said,
We
"Yo,
inside.
we in Shinjuku. We in Shinjuku. I'm under the covers. I'm not moving again." And then she said she was gonna put us on a t-shirt. I said, "Word." I said, "Word." But it was chill. That's kind of how the night ended. She was like, "You guys better pull up tomorrow." And then the day after, oh god, yeah, the next video is. I'm not gonna cap. The day that was the best day. That was the best day, in my opinion. That Shibuya day, we stayed up until like 10, bro. We got out the club at 10 a.m. It was,
The
yeah.
sun was out, bro. People were cleaning up the trash and on their way to work and school, bro. But we'll save that. Save that for the other day.
It's like, damn, it's a whole new world. What
Some
the
dudes
hell?
sleeping on the side of the roads.
Oh, I forgot the most important part. Okay. This isn't really that important, but it's hilarious. So when we did come back, dang, I wish that y'all can so here's the paint. I'm gonna paint the picture here. We're at a crosswalk. We're like a block away from the crib. I'm in the middle. Yeshua's on the right. We have an Asian girl on the left. She's just minding her own business, right? Just looking at her phone. I can hear like liquid sound, right? I'm like, ew, right? I turn to the left, not where she is, but like I'm looking like past her. There's a whole dude just on this bro, just peeing. He ain't like in a bush or in a back alley. We're at the cross walk, like
At
near
the
the
light,
main
right? To
road,
cross
bro.
the
At the
road.
light, yeah, across the road. He's on that same corner as us, just letting it out. Yeshua looks over. He's like, yeah, I don't know what Yeshua. I don't know that Yeshua might have took a picture or something. Who knows? But he's like, yo. And then I know y'all have had this feeling, right? Where like you feel somebody looking in your direction. So I know this is how homegirl, you know what I'm saying, was feeling because again, we're a little bit taller than she is. So like I'm looking over her. She's staring at her phone. And then I guess she can feel the gaze coming like by her. So she just looks up and she stares at me and I'm looking past her. So she's like, the hell's this nigga looking at? She turned to the left and seen homeboy. And when she looked back at me, boy, she had the most distraught, like confused. She's like, bro, what is going on?
All I had to do was like scare him, and he would swing around, and it would just be chaos, right?
Man, no! If you would have said "boo," and he would have turned around, and man, wow,
Bro,
I might not be here today, but
you have to bathe in bleach that night, or
man, I might have had a him bro up, bro. But then I wouldn't have even wanted to, because bro, penis was out, man.
he's
Oh
probably
man,
drunk.
yeah, probably.
But I've
You
never been
remember
that drunk to where I
you
would do that
remember
though.
our second video being our first night in Japan. We saw somebody just laid out in the gutter. I was like, type shit. Yeah, no, bro was just peeing out, bro. Homegirl was like, yo, what's going on with buddy? I'm like, man, these your people. You gonna tell us we tourists. Yeah, that was hilarious. And that's pivotal to the story because next video we're gonna tell you this is back to back nights. We done seen some freak ass stuff.
Most definitely, but definitely look forward to that. Next video is that, like he said, one of the funnest nights, if not the most fun.
So, I think it was the most fun. It was hilarious.
This video was longer than I wanted it to be, but definitely prepare for that next one to be longer.
Whoa.